People Life of Chesses for Beyond the Gates, September 8th, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Are y'all glad to be back? Hold on. Are y'all glad to be back? I know a lot of people before last week or whatever, y'all know when they went on that what is it? Hiatus. I think that's what they say. A lot of people are saying how the Chelsea situation has been dragging. Well, it's over with now, as of right now. But it kind of seems like Chelsea gonna be struggling. I think they said this week she makes a decision that shocks Kat. So I'm wondering if she's stepping away from social media or is she stepping away from the whole bag lunch thing. But yeah, what did y'all think of the episode? So we're gonna do a little quick summary and then we're gonna dive into the review. Okay, so Ted was playing Leslie, y'all. False alarm, y'all. False alarm now. He was just playing her. Nicole ended up telling Leslie how she was being played by Ted, that he can't give her something that's not his to begin with. So she ended up confronting him, and he basically told her she got what she deserved. And I was saying the same thing. I was like, that's the least of it. You don't try to murder this lady twice, and you getting away with it. You don't try to murder this lady twice, and you getting away with it, or whatever, and you worried about a house. Eva felt some type of way. She ended up, hold on, am I skipping? No. Eva felt some type of way. She ended up kicking Ted out. Seems like she finna get ready to join forces or whatever, because she ended up telling Leslie how she deserves to live wherever she want to live and everything. And she was just confident because Leslie was crying and stuff, saying how she's somebody and she just wanted them to see that she mattered to and all this other stuff. But the way you went about it, it's not even about, I don't even think it was about that. Because how you over here trying to take Nicole's life. That's exactly what she trying to do. Because she already was, remember that episode when she was dressed up like Nicole, whatever. You trying to take her husband. You trying to take, you trying to live across the street from her and stuff. Hold on, not her, but her parents. But yeah, I was like, that, I don't know, because she was just crying on today's episode to her daughter, to Eva or whatever, saying how she's somebody and she mattered to, and she just wanted them to see that she not trash and all this other stuff, but you continue to do trash-like stuff. Well, yeah, I like the character Leslie, though. I do. But I just think that it was foolish of Eva to sit up here and kick Ted out because she didn't want to see her mama hurt. I understand that. But at the same time, she need to be in jail. She really ain't supposed to be in no house. She's supposed to be in a jail cell. What the word going on? You over here crying over a house when you supposed to be in a jail cell? You don't try to murder this girl twice. And they seem like they letting that storyline fall through the cracks, y'all. But yeah, she crying over a house when she's supposed to be in jail. Then even to my, so she deserved to live wherever she want to live and stuff. Hold on. I did see some people saying how they think that she should be able to live where she want to live. But she just trying to stick it to the code. She said that the moment she did exactly what Ted knew she would do, went over there to confront Nicole and do this and that, she should have known. You should know. But yeah, let me finish this summary, then we're going to dive into the review. Like I said, she ended up kicking Ted out of her hotel room or whatever because she felt bad that her mama was hurt. She didn't want him to do that. Then she didn't tell her mama the truth. She didn't say that she's the one who asked Ted to help because she is the one that decided to ask him for help. But yeah, she ends up telling her mama how she should be able to live wherever she wants to. And I said, now, isn't this how this all started? You joining forces with your mama and she running around doing crazy stuff, and then you over here like, oh, I didn't know she was gonna do that. Well, you know now. You know now. But yeah, I was like, ain't this how this began when they first came on the show? I said, she learned nothing. We should have known she hiding doggone helmets and stuff for her mama. We should have known when she was hiding these helmets and stuff, she wasn't about to turn her back on her. But yeah, crying over this house and you supposed to be in a jail cell is insane. Well, yeah, what else? I had just thought about that too. But yeah, Allison ended up trying, well, I skipped the part. Bill was trying to comfort Danny and stuff like that. Haley ended up seeing it. Allison tried to take Chelsea out. They were struggling over the knife. It ended up falling and stuff. Jacob came in at the right time. Haley tried to use Naomi as an ally, basically. But they said that, did they say Naomi or Kat? They said somebody's supposed to see two couples, you know, in a close moment, and they don't like it. I think they said Kat's supposed to see two couples in a close moment. But yeah, on today's episode, so we're going to start with Bill and Danny. Danny was freaking out and stuff like that. So Bill was just comforting her. He ended up having Haley go to the house and get this box that contained a lot of Chelsea things from when she was little. So he pulled out this photo that Chelsea drew of Danny and her, and he gave it to her, and she was just thanking him and hugging him and stuff like that. Haley was just standing there. I said, Haley, just go home, girl. Just go home, girl. And she was still trying to tag along. And I said, I can't figure Haley out. Now, I figured she didn't really want Bill because she seemed like she after his money or something. But at the same time, she be looking jealous and stuff. So I was like, what? Is they going to tell us anytime soon what's really going on? Or what? But yeah, hold on. I was like, I can't figure it out. Like, I don't know if she really want him or she just playing him. Like, what's the situation? But yeah, Bill ends up giving Danny a photo Chelsea made when she was little. Kat tells the family about the lead they have. They was in the car on video chat, and that's when, it was just breaking up and stuff. So she tells Jacob to be careful. It's a car coming. So it kind of seemed like they was going to get into an accident. They did not. So Naomi was just worried about them and stuff like that. Everybody trying to contact them. Nobody's picking up, so they was worried and everything. Allison and Chelsea was arguing over the knife. Chelsea told her she was tired of her crazy tail. So she was handling her real good for a lady that's handcuffed. They only got one hand, ain't it? One arm. But yeah, that's about time. So you mean to tell me she could have fought her this whole time? But yeah. But yeah, like I said, they were struggling over the knife and stuff like that. That's when Jacob bust in using his deep voice and stuff. Talking about what he said. I said he had the right to remain silent, so try it or something. He said, look at him using that deep voice or whatever. But yeah, he came in. He ends up stopping them and stuff because Chelsea about to choke them. And she had that chain. She wrapped that chain. I said he could have been did that. He could have been did that. She wrapped that chain around her neck. She was strangling her, and that's when Jacob had pulled them off each other. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Eva ends up saying that she was talking to Ted, and she was saying how Dana's unmanageable. Now that she has money, and she wanted to know how he ended up convincing her to drop out of the house sale or whatever. So, I don't think did he get a chance to tell her? I don't think he did, because she was upset once she found out. I think he said something, and that's when she wanted to know what exactly he did, and that's when Leslie showed up. But yeah, Nicole ended up telling Leslie that she owns the house. There's no way that Ted could give her something that's not his to begin with. And I said, look, false alarm, y'all. We was wrong. We was wrong. I know some people were saying he was playing her stuff. I was like, he can't be that foolish. He can't be that foolish. How you think? But they still say on the spoilers that he gonna be upset because he not gonna score no points with Nicole. They said something about he's gonna be upset that his efforts are not awarded or something like that. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm assuming she still wants the divorce. But yeah, she ends up telling Leslie that she owns the house and Ted doesn't have the ability to give her anything. She could go upstairs and get the deed if she want to see it. So she was like, he played me or whatever. So she started getting emotional and stuff, and she left. That's when she landed at Eva hotel room or whatever. And she seen Ted, and that's when they was going back and forth. She was confronting him, and he was like, yeah, you basically got a dose of your own medicine. You came and you tore my life and stuff like that. Eva wanted to know what he did. That's when Leslie told, and she felt some type of way about it. She was like, she wanted his help, but she didn't want him to hurt her mama. And she was like, that's my mama, what you expect, and stuff like that. And I was like, see, that's what got her in trouble the first time. This how you got in trouble the first time. This girl, I don't understand. Now, I get it or whatever, because he don't trick her and stuff like that, and your mama upset. But at the same time, you crying over a house when you supposed to be in jail. You supposed to be in a jail cell. But yeah, so I think Leslie said something about she had to go to the bathroom or whatever and wipe her face or something about her father. I don't know. She said something. She went to the bathroom. I know that. So then Eva was confronting Ted, like, why did he do that or whatever? He was like, cause she done came and destroyed his life. She been causing chaos since she been there. I said, exactly. She definitely keep stirring up trouble. What you think your mama can't be touched or something? What the world going on? All the stuff this girl done did. And I'm a Leslie fan. I think she make the show entertaining or whatever. But at the same time, like, what you think this is? But yeah, it was like Ted didn't have to humiliate Leslie or whatever. I said, that's the least that she deserved. What the world going on? But yeah, what else? She wanted Ted to apologize. So Ted was like, he not doing that or whatever. So she told him, get out. He should say, okay, I'm getting out, but I'm finna cancel your hotel or whatever. But then Leslie would have just paid for it, I'm assuming. But yeah, she kicked him out or whatever, and he was like, be careful what you ask for. So Leslie came out the bathroom, so apparently she was listening. She wanted to know, what Ted meant by that. So she ain't really explain it. She ain't tell that she the one who sent him in the first place. She ain't tell that part. So that's when Leslie started crying, saying that she matters and she's somebody and stuff like that. And Eva was just comforting her and reminding her that she do matter. So she ended up telling her how the Duprees have Bill. He's their fixer. So she got her. And I was like, she was like, basically, you deserve to live wherever you want to live. And I was like, here you go. Here you go. These two for to stir up some more trouble. And I was saying at the beginning of this, I was like, we should have known how this was going to play out since she been covering for her mama when she took the doggone helmet and everything. But yeah, so I'm assuming she finna, they some type of way, they gonna end up moving across the street either way it go. And if not that, they gonna get another house near them. But yeah, I was like, now, Eva, you don't work hard to form a relationship with your daddy and separate yourself from your mom. Well, not really. I take that part back. She didn't really separate herself from her mama. Her mama saw an opportunity and she took it, and now she got money. Now, at first she was using Eva to get Ted money. I bet Eva don't quit her job. She shouldn't. Look, she definitely shouldn't. What did you think of the episode? But yeah, I was like, But yeah, she finna join forces with her, and I was like, that don't make a lot of sense considering you just apologized all these times about feeling sorry for breaking them up and you don't want them separated and all this stuff. Now you finna join forces again with your mama. And who's to say that Leslie even was crying for real? Now we seen the tears, but crazy people make themselves cry all the time. That ain't nothing. Anybody can cry. That don't mean they actually sad or nothing. That's what they call. Hold on. But yeah, I was like, she gonna say my plan's working. But yeah, you did all that, and it'll be different if you just trying to live in the community and stuff like that. You trying to live across the street because you trying to stick to these folks. We know what you trying to do, girl. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Chelsea ended up telling Kat and Madison them what happened to her and stuff like that. Let's see what else. I think I pretty much covered the first part of it. Bill ended up telling Chelsea, he always was worried that something like that would have happened because she's a model. And that's when Danny was telling him, not to say that now it's not the time and stuff like that. So they had a nice little family moment, hugging and stuff. He been there for Danny and everything. Haley jealous. I don't know, but it looked like it's kind of over, y'all. I know a lot of people were saying they was ready for this storyline to be over. It kind of seemed like it's over, but then they showed a preview where they was at the police station. The crazy girl was there, Chelsea was there and stuff like that, but they saying that it's far from over, so we'll see. What else? Let's see. Leslie was saying how she was blindsided, she didn't see it coming, and Ted was like, why wouldn't you? Why would you think that I would give you why would you think that I would give you my house or whatever? So she just convinced herself because she still want that man. That's what it was all about. What else? Let me see if I covered everything. Oh, Ted ends up stopping by to tell Nicole he's sorry he didn't warn her. And she was like, she figured out what he was up to or whatever and stuff like that. So then she was like, she know he was a part of the family for a long time, so do he want to come to the hospital? So he ended up going to the hospital and everything. But they still say he's not supposed to score no type of points or anything like that. So she's still going to be trying to get to the divorce. What else? Haley tried to come over and talk to Naomi and stuff like that. That's when Naomi told her that she's not her way back into the family or whatever. So she left. I said, there's a lot of storylines. What that is? Something happened with the phone. Let me see. I said, you know what? It's a couple storylines that they ain't finished yet. The Leslie running Laura off the road. The Haley situation. Because this Chelsea situation, it's kind of like over. Not necessarily because they still saying, she's supposed to have, I don't know what it's called. When in those situations, stuff like that, the aftermath, how you struggle and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, I'm ready to see the Haley situation. It's time for that to be over with. It's time for the Laura situation to be over with so they can move on to the next storyline. I still feel like one of the next storyline is going to be between Kat and Jacob. Now, I might be wrong, but I'm assuming that's where they taking this. We shall see, though. But what else? Let's see. Vernon told Chelsea that he made sure that Allison won't come near her again. Eva tells Leslie she can be her first line of defense. Says that she should be able to live where she wants. We already talked about that. And that was the last thing. And that's when I said, now wasn't this how all this started? They should be getting back to Haley now. Yes, hopefully so. Because she ain't been... Everybody just need to start talking because everybody knows something that the other person don't know. Like Ashley, she already told Naomi what she know. But they haven't told Danny yet. They haven't told Danny because, Danny seen all the blood. So where did the blood come from? But yeah, that's it, y'all. That was everything. Let me make sure. Eva, Leslie, Nicole, Ted, Haley, Naomi. Yeah, that was pretty much everything. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.